Hey everybody, Greco Fabulous here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different than what I've been doing in recent history. If you notice that, in the kind of intro video to my channel, I do advertise that I do not only toy collecting videos, but also comic books and video games. Those latter two I kind of tend to ignore more often than not due to toy collecting being my true passion. But every once in a while, something will catch my attention and deserve some recognition. So this is going to be kind of a live commentary on a previously recorded session of Friday the 13th, the video game, which I am playing for PlayStation 4, or on PlayStation 4. You might notice that I might not be as smooth in my delivery here because unlike my other videos that are all kind of edited and chopped together, this is literally going to be a live commentary. So you'll get to see all my stumbling and bumbling. So right now, this is an online only game. Basically, you go into it not knowing whether you're going to be a counselor trying to escape from Jason or Jason trying to kill all the counselors. So, like I said, this is previously recorded, so I already know that I was the lucky one chosen to be Jason Voorhees himself. So right now, as you can see, I'm starting off in my cabin, collecting some throwing knives. Jason. My mother's giving me a quick pep talk, and right now I'm going to use my morph ability to kind of jump around at different places in the map. So one of the strategies that I pick when I am Jason is that you kind of want to make it difficult for the counselors to escape, and one of the ways that they can escape is by calling the cops. So right now I morphed to the campground cabin that has the telephone. So I'm heading towards the fuse box right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to booby trap it so that if anyone tries to actually repair the fuse box, they'll get caught in my trap. I'll be alerted, and then hopefully if my morph ability is available, I'm going to run over there and grab them. So I went ahead and I set my trap, and now one of the other things I like to do is that this blue car here is a 4-seater, and I usually like to booby trap the engine, as well as, let's see, in this game, if I'm going to be doing looks like I'm doing the driver's side door as well. So again, 4-seater, another way for counselors to kind of escape together. They have to repair the engine, fill it with gas, and then drive on out of there. So right now, I just went ahead and I burst through the door. I tried to grab somebody, which did not work out. I got shot by a flare gun, which stuns me for a little bit. So now I'm gonna kind of run off and try to see if I can track anybody down. Looks like I'm about to use my morph ability to kind of jump ahead. These little blips here, these circles, that indicates that there's kind of noise and movement, which usually means that there's a counselor nearby. There's someone just ran into that cabin right there. Now, he just locked the door, so I'm going to try to bust it open with my machete here. That's the only way for me to get into the house, is by breaking through the door itself. The counselors have more ways to exit. They can go through windows, they can hide under beds and in cabinets and closets and stuff like that. So they have a lot more means of escape than I do. So it looks like right now I'm just going to destroy this other door so that if a counselor happens to go back into this cabin, I can get in and out without any kind of issue. And then here, some of the cabins have, power generators, electrical boxes. So when I destroy it like I just did then, the lights go out in the cabins in that area, which causes the counselor's fear level to increase, which makes it easy for me to use my sensibility, which is when you might have noticed when the cabin lit up red, that showed me an indication that somebody is in that cabin. So right now a lot's been going on. Firecrackers stunned me, which is what just happened there. Not right then and there, just a little bit before. And then when I just tried to grab that counselor, he had a pocket knife on him, which stabbed me, and then that gave him an opportunity to kind of escape. But he's being a little ballsy here, is going against me one-on-one. I slashed him a little bit because there's not really a defense to slashing. Unfortunately, I thought he was all set with his pocket knives, but he was lucky enough to have found another one, so he got away that second time. But again, he thinks he can take me one-on-one, and as you can see, he was wrong. So that's just one of the kills that you have available in the game. The different Jasons from the different movies that you have available, they have a shared group of kills that they can do, as well as weapon specific kills. And I believe in this you'll get to see some of my machete kills. So right now I just used I think I'm using my stock ability, which means that people so when I'm nearby, counselors will hear like some kind of ominous music playing that gives them an indication that I'm in the area. However, when you use your stock ability, you can kind of be around them quietly and hopefully sneak up on them. So right now I'm using forgetting which ability that was, but basically, yeah, you can kind of like zoom faster. It's not called morph. Hopefully it comes to me, being that this is a live commentary. But anyways, so I'm kind of walking around here. I found that in my early rounds as Jason, I did really well, and I like killed most, if not all, of the counselors, and they weren't able to escape. But as counselors have played the game more and gotten better, I haven't. So nowadays when I play Jason, I don't do as well. So right now I'm still kind of just jumping around the map. I'm about to knock out another electrical box here to make it more difficult for the counselors to see, and as for me to scare them so that their fear level increases and I can find out where they are. So right now, just then I did my sensibility. The house here turned red, which means someone is in this house. So let's see what I'm going to be doing. Smashing a few windows is a good technique because, like I said, counselors can go in and out of windows, and if you smash them as they go in and out, they will get damaged. And kind of like a wounded deer, it'll be easier to kind of track them down and eventually murder them. So that's what I'm doing right now. It looks like there's one guy in the house here. I'm just gonna go around smashing everything I can. He's locked all the doors, which makes it more difficult to break down. Takes several hits depending on what kind of Jason you are. But it looks like I'm gonna go through the motions. Alright, I've gained entry. So there he is right there. I'm gonna zoom in on him. Oh, looks like there's a few of them in there. I grabbed one of them, and she happened to have a pocket knife. So unfortunately, or even if she didn't, I probably wouldn't have killed her, just because these group of people are grouping up together, which is a good way. Looks like I just got... They tried to hit me with a flare gun, that missed, so I got some slashes in, but then she finally got me and stunned me a little bit with her weapon, but I've damaged her enough that she's probably going to be toast real soon. If I had better aim, anyways. This is going to be one of the more frustrating parts of the game here. Chasing people around the living room. But like I said, I damaged her enough, and it looks like I'm going to try for an environmental kill. And I'm going to introduce her face to the fire pit. So that's another way to kill people. Not only can you do it with weapons and other kind of body kills, but there's a lot of things in the environment as well that you can use to destroy your enemies. So I'm going to morph over. It looks like I'm going to morph back to the boat, as that's a ways to escape. Looks like I guessed wrong. Nobody's really repairing that. The boat is a 2-seater and requires a propeller and gasoline to kind of escape. So now I'm moving around. Still plenty of counselors left. As you see, I did a quick sensibility and I saw three individual bodies. These hiding spots right here, like these porta potties, those are all different hiding spots. You can, if somebody is hiding in there, you can try to kill them. If it works, they will obviously die. If not, you just waste time kind of destroying that hiding spot. So it looks like I've stumbled upon somebody who's injured. Kenny over here. Just missed with a slash. Let's see if I'm gonna... Oh, he walked right towards me. I don't know if the hit detection was off. I should have hit him a lot earlier, but... Alright, this guy is toast. So it looks like I'm doing a one-handed choke right here. And I'll let you... I'll let you listen to his last curdles of life, but he did not last very long. So again, Mother is very proud of me. Did a quick little sense. Looks like somebody's in this cabin over here, so let me get a little bit closer and see what damage I can do. So this Jason, all the different types of Jasons have their own unique, abilities and weaknesses. Oh, looks like Chad over here walked right into me, which is fun. Oh, there's another environmental kill. You can throw somebody through a window. As Jason, I like that kill because it's pretty easy. There's obviously a ton of windows, but just as a counselor, I'm like, really? Like, he literally just threw me cleanly through a window. Like, glass didn't shatter, nothing. Like, how did I die? It's not... it's not realistic. So yeah, I get kind of frustrated when that happens to me as a counselor. But as Jason, I am not complaining. All right, looks like we got somebody kind of hanging around here. Now this, I believe, is actually Tommy Jarvis. For you Friday the 13th fans, you'll know that Tommy was in a few of the movies. He just missed with his shotgun, which is one of the main benefits of being Tommy Jarvis. And he managed to have a pocket knife on him. So. As I was saying, for you Friday the 13th fans, Tommy is like a major player in this franchise. He starts off as a young kid played by Corey Feldman at the time, and I believe he shows up in about 2 other movies, and he actually, air quotes, kills Jason. So the only way for him to arrive in this game is that there's actually a cabin that has a tower, and if the counselor uses the radio to call Tommy Jarvis. Oh, excuse me, I just literally punched my hand through his chest. That's actually one of my favorite kills right there. And of course, this game has a few glitches. As you see, his body's just kind of floating right there. That's pretty tame compared to some of the glitches that happen in this game. There's a lot of funny ones and frustrating ones, but this was a crowdsourced game, so it's made by an independent, a very small indie company. And I don't know. I think it's really fun, and the glitches, they'll work through it. They are still supporting the game, giving us new content, which without adding to the cost of the game. It's not paid DLC, so that's always good to see from a fan's point of view. So I kind of roll along with it. A lot of people are a little more kind of like impatient, which is unfortunate. I think the main problem with the game is some of the players. Originally, when this game came out, team killing was an option. They did disable that in public matches. Now, I necessarily didn't have a problem with team killing. I thought it kind of added like an element to the game, and if somebody was kind of being a bastard, you could take care of them yourself. So now they're a little more invulnerable, which is too bad, because there's always going to be a way to troll in games. You can't really control that. And then like some of the other problems are people obviously quitting if you're about to kill them as Jason, or if they're Jason and they're not doing so hot. When they're Jason and they're not doing so great, it's not that big a deal unless they're the host of the game. Because if a host leaves, that ends the game for everybody. They don't have dedicated servers at the moment. They use like the host player to kind of act as a server. So if they leave, it ends the game for everyone, and you don't get your kind of progress saved along the way, which is probably the most frustrating part of the game, because you can literally put in like 20 minutes or right under 20 minutes of gameplay, which is the max for these games, and having it end unfortunately is really frustrating. So as you can see here, a while ago a notice came up saying that rage mode was activated. After a certain amount of time, rage mode will come into play as Jason, which means that I have an easier time kind of breaking through doors and walls like that. It's almost instant. So as time kind of dwindles down, you become more powered as Jason when you try to track down these counselors. So as you can see, kind of at the corner of the eye there, you saw that tower. That was the cabin that had the Tommy Jarvis radio. So if a counselor uses it, they will call Tommy Jarvis, and then one of the players will come back as him, either after they escape or die. I believe that has to happen to at least 2 counselors before it actually happens. Right there, I just showed you another attack I have. Those throwing knives I was kind of pulling out. That's kind of like your long distance weapon. I have terrible aim, so only one of them stuck. But so she has plenty of stamina, it looks like, and speed. She's doing a decent job of getting away. You might be wondering why counselors stand still sometimes. That's just to try to kind of regain their stamina, so they can get to a nearby cabin where they can kind of rest for a little bit longer as I'm stalking them down. So yeah, Tommy Jarvis comes back. A player comes back as Tommy Jarvis, and he already comes with a shotgun, which can instantly knock me down, and he's like super fast. So the way you're supposed to play Tommy Jarvis is that you're supposed to at least if you play him morally, is you're supposed to kind of help the remaining counselors. But a lot of people are like, oh, I have this kind of super powered counselor, let me escape again, which is kind of douchey in a way, but whatever, to each his own. So it looks like I'm having a little bit of trouble with this counselor. A lot of these houses are big. Like I said, there's a lot of ways to get in and out, so the counselors definitely have the advantage when it comes to getting in and out of spots. So let's see if I can get her. Nope, she's in a window again, so you can see she's holding herself. She's a little... Alright. Well, that's one way to put an end to that. So that was a nice little knife kill right there. And let's see if I can get closer to this next counselor. I've kind of lost my body count here, so I don't know how many people are left. But right now, let's see. I'm using sense to track them down, and I'm using stalk so that they don't hear me sneaking up on them. Well, looks like we're going to go toe-to-toe now with some weapons. Missed with a knife, missed with a slash. He did not miss me, so I'll be knocked out for a little bit. Rapidly tapping X, trying to get back into play here. I am not going to go down like that. I am... Oh, how did you miss? He was standing still. Come on. Right there, that's like my combat stance. That's like when you want to square off with somebody. Kind of targets them a little bit better. Missed him again there. Oh, it's called shift. I remember now. So that move right there is shift. Oh, grabbed him by the throat.
Please, no!
That little head punch is one of my favorite because it's one of the quicker kills in the game, and it's really hard to
make them suffer.
You can kind of get that off before anybody else stops you. So right there, that was the end of the match. It said I killed 7 of 8, but if you noticed, one of the players actually dropped off, so it's not like anybody actually escaped. For all intents and purposes, I killed everyone in this match. So again, this was one of the earlier matches that I did. I did a lot better than I do nowadays. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this playthrough of Friday the 13th, the video game. I have a lot of fun with it. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of people I know that I play with. So if you want to hop on, I think this is a great online horror game, especially given the time of year it is. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, there's a lot to appreciate. They did put a lot of love into this game, and you can see that in the details. So yeah, anyways, I know I'll probably lose out on a ton of subscribers for doing something a little different, but this is something I wanted to do, and it is something that I am currently enjoying. So anyways, leave your thoughts and comments down below. So I love interacting with you guys. And yeah, my next video, we will return to our regularly scheduled broadcast.